tayo nag-start. How did the book start? Well, the book started some 10 years ago, or maybe more than 10 years ago, because I'm past 50. So this started, it's a project when I was about to turn...
We're only 24.
Oh, yeah, we stopped counting. So one day, I invited the senator and I said, come, let's write a book. Let's write about our favorite dishes like Ilocano. So we said, okay. And you know, she was really so stringent. She gave me first a whole list of recipes with her handwriting. She doesn't even remember that she gave me that. It's somewhere here. So that's how it started. But for some strange reason, nothing came to me. It took us this long to write it. And then yun pala kasi siya ng manganganak. Hindi na lang pala siya Ilocano. Kasi really, this is really a book that celebrates the friendship of our fathers. I mean, we always say this. Our house in La Union, I don't know how many moons ago, was the favorite pit stop of the Marcoses on their way to Ilocos. And that was where my mom always cooked for them. And then that's where they used to come, they used to relax. It was a really quaint, small beach house where mom used to cook and they all used to come and enjoy mom's food.
Ay, hindi siya beach house, bahay kubo lang yun.
Tawagin naman nating beach house, maski punti lang siya. Pero sa harapan siya ng it was technically a beach house na puro bamboo. Diba? So it was very...
La Ville Paratong. O say mo.
Paratong.
Yes.
Yeah. So, there, that's basically the story. And then eventually, this is basically Imee's life and the life of the Marcos family through recipes. That's what it is. It's really her life and their life through food. It's nothing... Actually, it's a fairly simple, straightforward book that's just, in my opinion, very honest.
Yeah, actually, ako naman, nung bata, parati pinaparusahan kasi salbahe ko sumagot eh. Dami-dami kong tanong. Tapos, kapag sinagot ng magulang ko, nagagalit ako, hindi ko tanggapin yung sagot. So I always was punished for being too sassy and having too many rebellious ideas. So I'd always get consigned to the kitchen. Araw-araw ako, kusina detail. Punishment yun. Pero, yung punishment sa bandang huli, type ko na yung punishment. Kasi ang saya-saya sa kusina, ang daming cheese ng aming mga dinero, ang daming kwento ng mga tiya ko, tapos maraming happening.
How do I know my neighbor para this year?
Yeah, so it became so much fun. And I also don't understand how I came to the notion that in fact, politics pala was catering. Kasi wala na kaming ginawa kundi magpakain ng tao all night and all day.
Oo
and
nga.
Parang feeling ko, mananalo ka sa eleksyon at magkakapwesto ka pag nagbigay ka ng libo-libong food pack. At kasi wala na kaming ginawa talaga kundi magluto ng napakaraming food. Ayun.
Oo, yun.
And one thing that makes this book very special is because there are dishes meant to be, or there are dishes that are labeled as TOS. Okay? Tell them about your TOS.
I forgot. Yeah, kasi may masamang ugali yung papa ko na bigla siyang tatawag. I don't know, chef, kaya ninyo yan kasi mga professional man kayo. Tawag yung tatay ko, may bisita ako, dala ko, ganyan. Tapos my mother would ask, ilan kayo? And then, syempre, silly question yun. And syempre, sasabihin ng papa ko, I think we have, 100 maybe. And they have some people with them. May security, may driver, ano-ano. Nasanay na yung nanay ko, yung mga 50 people plus. Kaya, ayun, naging normal na lang yung sandamakmak na freezer at sasabihin ng papa ko, SOS, may darating, ganyan. Sabi ng nanay ko, TOS, tira on silver. Ano ba yung mga tira-tira? Ipo yan, dali. Ganon.
Tama yun. Kasi ganyan din sa palasyo sa Oman eh. Pag sinabi ng hari na.
Oo, ayan. Sa katutak na freezer at maraming instant preserved food. Ayan, naging expert na kami sa ganun.
Galing.
Ang fun. MJ? Nasaan si MJ? Bakit andyan siya pero wala siya? Andyan ba? Andyan ba sila? Ayan pala sila. Opo.
Afternoon, nandito po talaga ako.
Ayan si Mark.
MJ.
Mark,
Hello.
There's Prince, Rocky, Alvin, Jojo. Oh, you're there pa pala.
Oh, thanks everyone for joining us. Well, you know what? If you have questions for us, just throw it our way, and we'll just, it's really it's not at all formal. Let's just make cuento is what it is, and we know that a lot of you are also very busy, so you can just shoot away if you have questions for the senator or for either one of us. Just please let us know. It's just
May I shoot a question? I just want to know the favorite dish of Senator Imee on her most hectic day. What do you often gravitate towards na meal that gives you comfort?
Oh, comfort? I don't know. MJ is a secret from Waldes, so it's not an entirely unbiased opinion. Pero Waldes' comfort Sunday lunch is always pochero, di ba? Pero pochero with so many sides, the never-ending sides of pochero. It's basically a boiled meal, di ba? Pero, syempre, Pilipino, pinaltan yung cocido ng Spanish. Tayo naman kasi yung original na fusion-confusion, dinagdagan ng saba, ng kung ano-anong kamote dyan. Ganyan naman kasi tayo. Tapos biglang may sauce na, ewan ko, may pinakurat na talong, at saka may kung ano-anong mga sofrito na kamatis. Basta, parating may dagdagang Pilipino. Can't leave it alone. I think pochero would have to be the comfort food of the family.
I agree to that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
And like Reggie says, it has to have a minimum number of 6 animals who laid down their lives for that pochero. Kasi may manok, may baboy, may baka, may kung ano-ano.
Yeah. All animals on the table.
Kompleto yung animals.
Hi, congratulations, Senator and Reggie. I haven't received the book yet, but where is it going to be available and when will it be available?
Reggie, where's Mark? Where's our Kuan manager? The book's available online. It's already available online. We've been selling online, and we're trying to sell it also elsewhere in the bookstores. So, wala naabutan lang ng Pasko, Anton. That's the inconvenience. But you're free to order it online for your mommies and lolas and tias.
We'll send you the numbers to call or the social media pages to message in case people are interested in getting copies.
Yeah.
Thanks, Don, for joining us. I know you're super, super busy, as are all of you here. Thank you. Really, we appreciate it.
Hi, Mark. And who's that? Lucky, yeah, all these guys.
Excuse me, can you break down the contents of the book? What do we expect here? Do we see appetizers, desserts, or main courses?
Yeah. Mark, I tried to be a legitimate cookbook in the beginning, and then I realized this is the wrong way to go. It's a narrative. You can Google any recipe. So we ended up with 7 chapters. So perhaps over 50% of the book is Ilocano, largely Ilocano, obviously. So the first chapter is classic Ilocano, then it goes to my dad's Ilocano, which probably gave a bad name to Ilocano food because he was so vegetarian. And then there's my mom's food. So there's the imeldific stuff, which is basically all the gata-gata of the Bisaya, and also things like pochero and fabada of the tisay in her. Tama ba yun? And then my travels, there's a chapter that's Moroccan, there's a chapter that's Singaporean, and there's European stuff, and then there's bits and pieces at the very end na mga aftertaste kuno. So we didn't follow, we started out March like a proper cookbook with appetizers and so on, and then we gave up because actually it broke down into themes much easily, much better.
Know that we tried to be proper. We tried, but then
There was
again,
an effort.
in the end it became like it's a very, I think it's a very heartwarming book in the sense that it really is. It's a story. It's like a picture book. If you see it, it's really a picture book. It's like their lives in a cookbook. It's really that.
Yeah, we try to deliver it to your homes, but baka hindi nakahabol yung iba. Ay, naku, I think they're trying to deliver as we speak kasi dumating lang ng alas 11, literally hot pandesal. Hey, Ali, is Ali Soto there? I heard Ali is around.
They've been delivering this. Oh, is
Where
that
are you?
Ali?
Hi, Ma'am Ali.
Hi, Senator. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Hi.
Congratulations on this book. Hi, Reggie.
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's so nice
Hello.
to see you. Nag-effort kami, mag-kusinera. Alam ko, mahilig ka rin lumafang. So I'm happy to see you here as well. And I have been able to go back to your show.
Correct. Kapampangan ako kaya mahilig din ako magluto. I cook a lot.
Oh,
So
yes,
I'm interested
I know.
in this cookbook. You have to send me a copy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on the way, but the publisher just sent us kanina. So yung iba hindi pa nakakahabol, but they're all on their way. Anyway.
But they've been delivering since this morning. The traffic probably is not helping either. So
Alright.
it will be there.
Dati kasi, Ali, insecure kami sa Kapampangan food. Ang mga Ilocano, feeling namin, yung food namin, napaka-wild food. We're just foraging somewhere and then make bubu dahil salada there. Whereas, the Kapampangans have this whole ceremony and ritual about cooking. So we've always had a terrible, at least in my case, inferiority complex with the Kapampangans. But I think there is room for Ilocano food because firstly, it's a more modern way to eat dahil puros gulay at
Yes.
napaka-healthy po namin kumain. Walang masyadong taba-taba. Tama ba yung press release ko, Reggie? Walang masyadong karne lagi. Tama ba? O kakulit
Hindi.
po tayo?
Walang masyadong karne. Pwera lang sa pinagpet ng mas marami ang bagnet kaysa sa
Tama.
maraming bagnet kaysa sa gulay, di ba? We can be very healthy but at the same time very unhealthy. Di ba?
Oo,
We are
ang
the
press
healthiest.
release, ang press release namin, marami kaming gulay. Pero ang totoo, it's baboy 6 ways.
Hoy, the bagnet, the bagnet.
Kapag pero kanisa na empanada, Diyos ko. Ayan, so...
While the Kapampangan have the sisig. Putok-batok din. Puro mga putok-batok.
Marami
Yeah.
din kami yan. Meron din kami mga laman loob. Yung aming mga igado na kaya sarap-sarap, di ba? Na ang
Wow.
dami-dami ding paraan para gawin.
Oo naman, meron rin kaming tanging buwis buhay ng mga pagkain, why not? Di ba? Ganun talaga yun. Hindi naman kakainin every day. I think anyone who has been in the province for any length of time knows that what you eat every day is like munggo, and pinakbet, and dinengdeng. But on holidays, we go all out. For a celebration of birthday, Christmas, all out naman.
Oo. But Chef Reggie, how is it to plate the Ilocano food? Kasi yan ang challenge sa food di ba? I read na yung Filipino cuisine,
Mga brown on brown.
Kaya lang, mahirap siya i-plate.
Yung mga brown on brown. Brown on browner and brownest.
Diba?
You plate it with confidence. Yun lang ang meron kay plate it with confidence.
Lagyan mo ng parsley.
Diba?
I don't know, Chef Rogro, how do you plate Filipino food?
Well, for me, I
So
think
hard.
katulad ng palayok, during the time I work in Spanish restaurant, katulad ng ang nilulutuan namin sa Gambas Alahelio ay hipon lang naman yun. Kasuela, di ba? Dapat ganun din tayo. Siguro doon natin ilalagay sa mga palayok, ibabalik natin yung unang panahon na based doon sa Ilocano, pinakbest. I think that is the very good presentations.
Thank you.
Diba?
Ayun. Pero,
like, di ba, Chef, like the cover of our book? Palayok?
Yes, like that. mayroong oval shape, mayroong round, mayroong mayroong rectangular. Siguro i-motivate or modify ng konti na para lalong attractive ang ating Filipino dish.
Pero wag rin naman to the point na feeling ko na mawala yung identity. It's important to me that pinakbet still looks like pinakbet.
Oo naman.
Just maybe, just give it more height. Basta talagang keep it natural also. Because I think sometimes it's...
And keep it authentic.
Diba? Oo.
It has to be authentic. The real pinakbet is like a good martini. It's shaken, not stirred.
But please pronounce it properly. It's pinakbet.
Pinakbet.
Ali sobra ka.
Sobra naman yung
pronounce it properly.
So, I have questions, yeah. I have two questions. The first question is, Senator, so how do you rate your cooking skills, from the preparation of the food all the way to the making the different cooking techniques? And secondly, the recipes from Morocco and Singapore, this has to do more with your personal life. I think the time you were in exile, and then, of course, your family life.
That's right. It's inevitably linked and driven by my own personal narrative. And, of course, we adapt all these food. Like a true Filipino overseas, we never quite cook the way they do. We always adjust it. And that's the same case with Filipino food. So, yun, it's driven by our favorites from Morocco and Singapore that now become part of our daily routine or weekly routine, as it were. How to rate my skills? I say I'm a solid B. I'm not a very skilled chef, but my kids used to call me the gangster cucinera, which bothers the heck out of our manager. But I'm happy to, number one, cook anywhere with anything. I'm the queen of all the super kalan and outdoor cooking. Kaya yan. Miski 5-star hotel, wala akong takot sa smoke alarm. And then, kahit kulang-kulang yung gamit, katulad ng nanay ko, go kung ano laman ng refrigerator. Kasi may 3 anak akong lalaki na laging gutom. You cannot tell them na, wag mo nang kakain ha, kasi gutom na, nagwawala na. And thirdly, I think I have a very adventurous palate, largely indulged by my mother, who will eat everything at least once.
And Marge, I want everyone to know, she can really cook, huh? And she's rather stringent. When she likes something, she really dissects it. But she always says that the reason that she does that is because it's expensive now to eat in restaurants, so she wants to know what goes into that dish. She can cook it at home. But she really goes through the dish. When she likes it, she tries to understand it, but she can really cook. Kaya niya, may wito siya, she can cook. And her taste buds are very, very good too.
Thank you.
Well, yeah.
Marge, did we answer the questions?
So, what were you cooking when you were in exile?
Oh, it was really a challenge. It was a challenge cooking in Morocco, I have to admit, kasi walang baboy doon. Kaya parang undercover cops kami, kumuha ng lechon. Hirap na hirap kami, kaya na-master na rin namin yung lechon na kambing, lechon na karnero. Alam ni Chef Logro yan, very Oman. Lahat yan, nanunuto namin. At hanggang umabot sa panahon na naging tupadobo na yung adobo. Yeah. Those were difficult times because we missed our pork.
Yeah. Hello, Sam. Good afternoon. Harry here.
March, I'm a real believer that a new Filipino cuisine is coming from the overseas workers because they're adapting Filipino food to foreign ingredients and foreign food to Filipino style, gisa-gisa cooking and so on. So it's very interesting. Many people say that the best cuisine is border cuisine in all cases. And I think this diaspora cuisine of the Filipinos is going to be something new and fun.
If adobo has kanya-kanyang version ng adobo, anong
Akala ko sabi ng DTI ay may legitimate, may authorized.
Kung baril-baril nga sila noon, di ba? The backlash was really severe.
Yeah, imagine all the lolas and mommies in the universe.
Correct. So how about pinakbut? Elbow room mo for your own version.
If you ask Ilocanos, there's no squash. There's no squash.
Walang kalabasa.
Yeah, it's walang kalabasa at saka walang bagoong alamang yan. It has to be bagoong na isda. At kami mga beans. So, iba yung...
And you have to layer.
And then you have to layer. The secret's in the layering. Kasi hindi mo na yan igigisa. Ile-layer mo ng properly. Diba? Tapos isasara, iaalog, sabay dasal, iiwanan na. Yun.
May padasal talaga.
May padasal talaga eh. Saka hindi
Wala
dapat
lang sayaw.
Reggie, naabutan mo ba yun na hindi dapat kinukutsilyo ang anumang gulay? Dapat
You're
pinupunit.
just supposed to break it with your hands. Hindi,
Yeah,
hindi dapat kinukutsilyo kasi nag-iiba ang lasa. That's according to the old people. Siyempre, hindi ko yun naabutan. Naabutan ko yun, kwento na lang. Kayo naman, grabe naman kayo.
Ewan ko
Ano sabi ng kuko?
pipilitan nila, may acidic reaction daw yung kamatis sa kutsilyo. Ewan ko totoo.
Diba? And then, di ba, they said the kamatis kasi it should be ripe from the vine. You get it and then dapat pinipiga mo lang ng kamay mo.
Oo, tama. Puro overripe na kamatis ang drama dapat.
Oo, diba? So, dapat galing sa puno, hinog na hinog, then you get it and then you squeeze it.
Sen, may question lang po ako isa. Hello, Sen?
Yes, Aaron.
Tanong ko lang,
Eric din. Okay.
yung
Aaron.
sa cookbook po ng Pinakbes, tanong ko lang, nagluluto rin po ba si First Lady, si Nanay Imelda, at ano yung pinakapaborito niya dyan na nasa recipe?
No, yung nanay ko talagang nagluluto yun. Araw-araw yung nagluluto dati. Kasi nga yung tatay ko, lagi kaming ginugulat at lagi kami nagpapakain ng libo-libot tao, nakakaloka. So, yung nanay ko magaling. Pero, kung i-rate ko, sino pinakamagaling sa amin magluto? Ako i-rate ko si Bongbong, si Presidente, kung sa skills. Kasi talagang very careful siya. At saka, ewan ko, Reggie, sa inyo, sa Batak, sa Ilocos Norte, magagaling magluto lalaki.
Oh, pero I know that the president really does cook well. Kasi I remember one time, even with his spices, I feel very privileged that he actually cooked a meal for me at one point. Even fries his spices, and he waits, and he's patient. He develops the flavors.
Yeah,
Diba?
he's so
It's a
careful
ritual.
one by one.
When he cooks, it's a ritual. He waits. When it's fragrant, he adds the next one. And then he waits until that's down, and then it caramelizes, then he adds the next one. So it's like a ritual for him when he cooks.
Unlike me, bara-bara. Kasi sumisigaw na yung mga anak ko, nagutom na sila.
Thank you, Sen. Thank you.
One by one, saka walang mga spice mixture yan. One by one, piprituhin, all the dry ingredients, tapos gaganyanin yung isa-isa na didikdikin yung mga fresh spices. Basta, may ritual. Tama si Reggie.
Thank you, Sen. Thank you, Ma'am Reggie.
Thank
Eric,
you, Aaron.
Hi,
Thank you for
Sir.
joining us.
Hi.
Hey, good afternoon, Sen. I have a question, just a quick one. Like, is there a specific meal or menu in the book that is close to your heart, or probably a personal favorite of the family?
I have to mention dinengdeng, the ever-changing, highly seasonal, terroir-driven ek-ek of dinengdeng. My dad ate some form of dinengdeng every single day of his life, ata. Depending what's on season, yun ang magiging gulay. Reggie can explain better. Kung rainy season, yung unang usbong ng mga mushroom, yung uong, yan, hahabulin niya. Pag summer, yung unang labas ng mga labong sa Tagalog, no? Yun. So, hindi daw siya nagsasawa.
At iba-ibang parts ng mga malunggay, iba-iba can be added to your
Yung
day.
bulaklak, yung buto, yung dahon, yung bago, yung mas matanda, nako, ewan ko, highly technical naman yung malunggay na yan. At yung saluyot, isa pa, basta araw-araw na linikha ng Diyos, kakain siya ng dinengdeng. Hindi daw nakakasawa kasi nagbabago naman daw kada season.
Thank you.
At ano naman yung alakon?
I forgot.
Sa ding-ding.
Alam mo yung dinigding na yan, may alakon din. At saka to the point na hanggang ngayon, tuwing September 11, birthday ng papa ko, merong cook fest sa Ilocos, sa Batak, na puro dinigding, pasiklaban ng dinigding. Sabi ko nga, tuwing taon nagiging weird na yung mga gulay. Kasi kung ano-ano nga pinukuha sa gubat na nakakatakot na yung mga itsura, pinagawang dinigding.
In case you didn't know, meron kami talagang chapter na binuro namin. It's called Fear Factor. And then we decided, huwag na lang namin ilagay yung fear factor kasi mawiweirdan din mga tao. Manghuli muna sila ng mga langgam. Diba?
Oo, kasi kinakain namin yun yung bubuos, yung itlog ng langgam, na may langgam, linagay namin sa fear factor. Sabi ko kay Reggie, baka patuhin naman tayo sa Manila. Ano ba mga animales ang pinagkakain ninyo? Mga tukak, yung kung ano ba, tukak frog. Yung mga ganyan, tapos yung mga tutube, mga kung ano-ano nga. Medyo wild ang cooking sa Ilocos. Sa kakuriputan po namin, yung tinatanim, ibebenta yon. Yung nahahanap sa gubat at sa kung saan-saan pinipitas, yun ang kakainin mo sa bahay. Hindi ko naman alam, Marge, at sa mga totoong cook, hindi ko naman alam na may title pala yun na foraging, like Noma, o diba? Ngayon lang pala yun. At saka matagal ng souring agent yung langgam sa amin. Hindi galing Peru yun o kay Noma.
Dati pa tayong, diba? Dati pa tayong demoda. Matagal na.
Chef Reg, can I ascend po?
Sorry.
Hi. Good afternoon po, Chef Reggie. Johnski 26 po. Hi, Sen. Good afternoon po.
Hello.
Yes.
Sen, ask ko lang po, ano po yung pinaka-paboritong iluto po ni President Bongbong Marcos?
Si Bongbong, panahon yan Pero there was a time na feeling Medici siya, Italiano kuno. There was a moment na purpulos Italian. Alam mo naman kasi ewan ko kung bakit yung Ilocano may illusion na Italian sa pagluluto. Kasi siguro sa mga tomato base at saka yung mga gulay. Meron recipe sa libro na ang pangalan pasta fagioli. It's a big stew. I don't know, is it a soup ba or a stew? Basta it's somewhere between a soup and a stew na kung ano-ano ang laman na gulay at may beans at saka may pasta. Parang minestrone na mabigat.
Parang minestrone type po.
Na sobrang bigat.
No, you also have to tell them, di ba, yung Ilocos, di ba, the old people, lagi sila may kinikisa pag kunyari, uso-uso ang daming bunga ng kamatis, di ba, ginikisa. Di ba, your lola always used to have it in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's why yung, minsan nagugulat ako, siyempre nagbabasa ka ng cookbook at saka nanonood ng cooking show, yung sofrito, may pangalan pala yun, akala ko kakuriputan rin lang ng lola ko, kasi yung nanay ng tatay ko, pag maraming ani ng kamatis sa limbawa, gigisayin niya, or else itutuyo niya, or whatever, ilalagay sa jar, ikikilaw, whatever, basta tataguin lahat ng excess harvest. So, frito pala ang title. Di ko naman alam. Akala ko talagang ginagawa ng lahat yon. And we had jars and jars of all these vegetables that were harvested during the summer season and would last us through the rainy season para hindi na kami bibili ng mamahaling gulay na off-season.
Hello, Sen.
May sofrito pala. Yes, Jason.
Yes po, from PBE, Philippine Bloggers Elite. Ano po, Senator, ano po ang mga kadalasang hinahanda niyo po pag may mga okasyon?
Hi, Reggie, ano ba yung mga pagkain maramihan ng Ilocano?
Basta kami kung anong kasi sa kawa. Dahil alam mo, pamilya nga kami ng politiko, parang kami, ang tatay ko din. Parang ganun din yun pag magdala ng bisita. Sabi niya, iilan lang pagdating, ang dami. So, kami, whatever you can toss in a kawa. So, kami pagka-fiesta, mga menudo, mga standard pa, mga ganyan, yung mga pwede mong lutuin na ginaganon ng halo, di ba? Special occasions, the book has a lot of recipes. The relleno of Mrs. Marcos of the First Lady is in that book. But you see, that's I think what the Senator was saying, di ba? Ibang-iba kasi yung pagkain Marcos sa pagkain Romualdez. So, makikita din yung pagkakaiba kung gaano ka-rich yung pagkain ni Ma. At
oo, nakaka-bankrupt siya, no? Kaya kakasar. Kakasar siyang gawin, alam mo yun. Pero, pag natanggap mo, syempre tuntua ka. It's a real privilege and a real honor. Pero gawain niya yan every Christmas. She's 93 years old now. So, I have to do it for her.
Ayun. Thank you po, Senator Imee. Agite Ilocano nga pada tayo. May kasama tayo sa Cagayan at sa Isabela.
Oh, meron ring recipe ng pinaka-favorite kong pansit, which is batil pato.
Yes po, sa Cagayan, di ba? Sarap po.
I love that stuff.
Nag-iimas na pirmi.
But again, may fear factor kasi may kalabaw. Kalabaw yun, original eh.
Thank you, Sen. Thank you, Manang Imee. See you soon. Merry Christmas po.
Who's
Hi,
there?
ako po si Jojo po. Hi, congratulations po sa book. To Senator Imee, what do you think is the what's most misunderstood about Filipino cuisine, and how would you defend that?
Reg, help! Chef Logro. Ang hirap mo naman magtanong. Well, ang sabi nila, wala raw karakter ang Filipino food. Ang parati ko naririnig sa foreigners, wala raw karakter ang Filipino food. May bahagyang Mexican, Kachila, na labo-labo daw tayo magluto. Tapos, minsan nagsasabi rin sila na bakit daw puro gisa-gisa. Yung iba naman, sinasabi naman, bakit masyadong matamis ang taste profile. Yun ang naririnig ko na I don't know, Reggie, anong totoong hindi?
Ako kasi, when you think, I'm very biased because I see Filipino cuisine in a very different light, diba? I think it's also very rich. You can look at it two ways, diba? It can be all of that, but it can also be on the other side. It can be sweet, it can be bitter, it can be all of these things, all at the same time. And to me, it's very, very interesting because basically what Filipino food is, why I think it's very misunderstood, because Filipino food is technically home-cooked food. The heart of our food is because it's cooked in your home and it's basically cooked by your mother. And when it's cooked by your mother, it's cooked with a lot of love. Cliche as it sounds,
it's true.
It is always one.
True. Yeah.
And that, I think, is the biggest selling point of Filipino food. It's like, and to me, it's no different from Italian food. When you see the Italian mama, they're cooking. Diba? So it's the same. And for us, that's why there really is no way that they can standardize your adobo, is because the adobo in the Marcos home is delicious as it is delicious in your home and in someone else's home. They're all good because it's an expression of the way a family cooks and the way a family likes to eat. And how can you go wrong? Who are we to say it's not good or it is wrong?
Both
when
beautiful.
food by itself is an expression of who you are, and the best type of food is the food that makes you happy. It's very personal.
Ang ganda po ng mga sagot.
Yeah. Jojo, that's I totally agree with Reggie, and we shouldn't have a complex about our food. Why is it so simple, technically? And when in fact the best food is really nonna cooking by the Italian lolas, bakit ba hindi naman nahuhuli ang ating mga lola at nanay dyan? And the fact that it's so simple, technically, just tells us that we use the freshest ingredients. The most complicated cooking covers up for not very good ingredients as a result. Also, I think the confusion of Filipino food is an asset today when everyone is trying to incorporate global ingredients, foreign elements, different styles. Matagal na natin ginagawa yan. Hello. Sila ngayon lang.
Opo.
But I think that the truest test to good food is this. Even Ilocano, diba? Yung dinengdeng that is so simple. It is so delicious because it highlights freshly picked vegetables. It's really what it really is, the vegetable at its prime. And that's what you highlight. You discover it. You don't cover it. You discover it.
Opo. Baka po si Chef Logrop, meron din po siyang masasabi tungkol po sa misunderstood about Filipino cuisine, and how would he defend that?
Well, based to my experience during the time when I was in abroad, even in UK, I was in UK, I prepared the Filipino food like what you said, pinakbit. I'm using all vegetable for His Majesty kasi gusto niya talaga ng gulay. Depende sa like a Filipino, dapat pagpumunta ng abroad, yan ang aking ibinibigay talaga sa mga kahit na mga head of state pag kumakain sa palasyo. Filipino food ang ginagawa ko, katulad ng ukoy. Ginagawa ko yan with peeled shrimp ang ginagamit ko. Kailangan kasi talaga may Pilipino na itaguyod natin, kaya i-insist sa mga foreigners, for example, internationally. Bakit po? Ang sarap ng Filipino food, simple, at ang sarap kainin. Kasi simple siya katulad ng ukoy. Lagyan mo ng suka na may sili o garlic, masarap. Paborito ng His Majesty yan, ginagawa ko doon sa Oman. Kaya nga, I believe po tayo mga Filipino, I think ma'am, siya Senator, I think in the future, magkaroon siguro tayo ng parang summit with Filipino food. And then we justify all Filipino. Parang Bicol, lahat ng lugar ng Pilipinas magkakaisa. Gagawin natin parang summit para magkaroon na yung ating ugnayan ng pag-alinlangan, ilalim Tagalog ko yung pag-alinlangan na magkakaroon ng pagkakaisa. Hindi yung magaling ang Bisaya, magaling ang Ilocano, magaling ang Bicol. Hindi po. Dapat we are one. Kasi Pilipinas tayo Pag sinabing adobo ang sarap ng Ilocano, yun, dapat agreeable lahat. Yan ang gusto kong mangyayari sa ating bansa. With your permission, Senator Imee. Yan po ang dapat natin gawin. Opo. Katulad ni Chef Reggie, napakagaling na chef. Para ang dami naming gustong i-inputs, kaya kailangan agreed ang lahat. Para wala na yung sabihin, ang Pilipinas hindi masarap. Hindi. Masarap po yan kasi nagkakaisa ang mga Pilipino. Ito the best adobo in our country. Di ba po?
Oo, lalaban kami dyan. Kasi yung ginugoan na Ilocano, yung dinadaraan, adobo din yun suka din yun Lalaban din kami dyan. Ayun.
Yes.
I think it's napapanahon. Kasi diba, people now all over the world are so adventurous. People travel.
Yes.
It's so global.
Yes.
So people are willing to try so many things na hindi kagaya noon.
Yes.
Diba, na parang ang foreigners, they don't like to try new things. Now everyone is so adventurous when it comes to eating. And I think food is really the best way to promote one's culture. It's,
when explaining Filipino food to foreigners, I always find that I shouldn't apologize for its simplicity. That's the strength of the food, that the ingredients are at their purest form, they're barely cooked, and they're cooked, if ever, very, very quickly and very lightly. Sometimes we have stews, but even then, the flavors are their own. They're not overwhelmed by sauces and all sorts of other things. Nalalasahan mo yung kinakain mo. I don't think we should apologize for the and purity of our food. That's our strength, and that's also a thoroughly modern direction.
Salamat. Last question ko po, kung pwede, kay Senator Imee. Meron po ba kayong amusing anecdote about serving Filipino food to dignitaries, especially when the first family hosts courtesy call or dinner? What's a Filipino food na hindi pwedeng mawala, or ano yung pinakauna yung pinopromote, if that's the term to use sa kanila?
Well, I think the worst story I have has to derive from my mother, who's an unrepentant balut addict. Kasi gustong-gusto nun ng balot. Talaga mamatay siya pag hindi siya kakain ng balot. At least minsan isang linggo, pipila yan sa labas ng simbahan ng alas 5. Andun lang siya, tatambay sa kotse niya, kakain ng balot mag-isa. Wala siyang pake. Ngayon, pag kinikwento niya yung pinakamamahal niyang balot sa mga foreigners, diring-diri sila, grossed out to the max with this unborn duckling chick, whatever. So they think it's just total fear factor and revolting, right? And so she decided that this was culinary snobbery and they didn't know what they were talking about, and maarte lang sila talaga. And so she decided to chop it up and then serve it in a pastel, which Via Mare from time to time, Nauda as balut surprise. Pero sa totoo lang, yung nanay ko nag-invento niyan kasi pikon na pikon siya na diring-diri sila sa balut na gustong-gusto niya. And then, pag isi-serve niya yon, isi-serve na niya sa pastel, sasabihin niya, oh, isn't it good? Did you enjoy that? Pag kumain, yes, we'd like another one. You know what it is? It's that disgusting balut chick. Ganon. Ganyan siya ganyan siya ka-cruel.
Maraming salamat po. Congratulations.
Ay, nako. Ayun, maraming kwento sa food na maraming kalokohan. Alam ni Reggie yan, pati yung chocolate bagoong na walang katuturan.
Oo, favorite ni Senator Imee yung chocolate bagoong ng nanay ko. So growing up, they'd always go to La Union, and then we'd always have, like I always said, when they visit our feast, the feast that Mom prepared was always lavish, but it was lavish because the ingredients were fresh. It was simply mangga that was picked off the tree that was paired with my mom's bagoong. Everything was from the morning's catch. The gulay was freshly picked from the backyard or from the vendor from their backyard. Tapos ang yung mga kapis, yung mga arusep galing lang sa dagat, hinihintay lang sa baybay. So it was a feast because of its freshness. And I really must agree when the senator says that, you know, we really should not apologize because our food is such. And why should we apologize when it's so good? It just has to be appreciated, and rightfully so. But there's just a way to serve it, present it. Maybe we should just learn how to put it nicely.
Pero Reggie, pag gusto mo ng complicated, yung Kapampangan at yung Bicol, complicated.
Ay, ibang level naman yung sila Ali Soto, no? Yung mga Kapampangan, ibang level. Pero
ang tatay ko iba na, ang tatay ko iba na.
Aren't you proud also when they cook nice Kapampangan food? And then, syempre, we're all Filipino regardless of where we're from. I take so much pride in the fact that we have something as complex as Kapampangan cuisine.
But it's great that all the regional cuisines are coming into their own. Yung iba't ibang, yung dati, ang kinakain lang natin, pinakbet na generic sa iba't ibang restaurant, yun lang yung vegetable dish na Pilipino. Ngayon, ang dami na, talagang lumalaban yung mga laing, yung iba't ibang ensalada, nakakaaliw eh.
Sa Ilocos na, meron ng lamb, di ba? Meron na tayong lamb, di ba? Meron lamb, di ba? Ano pa? Dragon fruit, di ba? Those things na talagang the things that are, and it's also fast becoming a part of, you know, the Ilocos culinary landscape. All these ingredients from whatever's being grown from wherever part of the Philippines, at some point they become endemic, di ba? So, interesting. Di ba? There's a tupa, may tupa sa Ilocos, di ba?
At nung una, ayaw nilang kainin yun eh. Hindi sila tutuwa doon. Pero after a while, natuto ng kumain at nakita na yung lechon pala ng karnero ay napakasarap. So, yeah, now we love it.
Nagulat lang ako doon sa use ng chocolate because, di ba, we lived in Mexico for 3 years. And one of the sauces there, yung mole, di ba, Reggie?
Yung mga mole.
Yung mole na sauce is with chocolate.
Correct.
I mean, we're so rich. And even Ilocos, as the senator can tell you the whole galleon trade from Ilocos. She can tell you that from the time they left.
I think that's correct. I keep forgetting. Reggie's right. I think one of the heavy influences in Ilocano food, because it's not all that simple. There are quite a few moles and sauces. And it's because Acapulco trade landed very frequently in Curimao, Ilocos Norte. So, meron talagang exchange, like napakarami naming dish na may mga patatas na hindi mo maintindihan kung bakit. Kasi nga galing Mexico, tapos nagluluto rin with chico, kasi galing rin Mexico. So, at saka yung walang kamatayang pipian, which is very Mexican. So, may mga chocolate factor din kami. And now, for some weird reason, nauuso lahat maanghang. I think that's worldwide. And we're planting all kinds of chilies in Ilocos Norte, and it's really enriching everyone's experience, as well as all the Filipino Americans who come back with Mexican food and a taste for tacos.
So if the recipe, the Ilocano recipe calls for sukang Iloco, can you substitute without changing the result of the dish?
No, I don't know, Reggie. Can you?
Oh, I believe not. There are some things that you can't really change. Of course, you can change it, just not gonna taste the same.
The same, no?
Yeah. No, it's very different. The profile of the sukang Iloco, it's our pride and joy. It's equivalent to the balsamic vinegars of balsamic vinegar of
Kasi yung feeling Italian kami.
No, in the olden days, remember, di ba yung mga sukang Iloco, parang ginagawang dowry yan, di ba? Yan ang mga sinasabi sa atin dati, yung magagandang sukang Iloco. Parang
malaking bote, yung Dama Juana, bahagi yun ng dowry, yung kanyang, ano ba tawag doon? Yung kanyang, ano ba tawag, di ba, you have to ferment that, yung kanyang fermentation kasi down the generations yan eh. At may secret recipe ang bawat pamilya.
Pati ang ano natin, ang ating bagoong isda. A lot of that, a friend of mine makes it, and alam mo yung kanya, the last time that he brought it out was when a good friend of his became a priest. Parang gano'n yung katagal finerment yung kanyang bagoong. So, you know, there are a lot of things, and there's a revival really. It's become artisanal, all these things, all of a sudden, di ba, pati yung mga palikotsa, yung mga gano'n na dati hindi naman pinapansin, ano pa palikotsa, sukang Iloco,
ngayon is Christmas. Ang laban-laban ngayon, kasi Pasko, kung saan ang pinakamasarap na tubig.
What's for dessert? Tubig?
Yeah, tubig kasi parati kaming nag-aaway dyan kung sinong pinakamasarap.
Kamiling.
So, Senator, just going back to your book, what are some of the recipes there that were born out of love? And maybe you could tell us about the recipes from Singapore and, you know, did you Filipinize them when you were there? Or?
I'm trying to think, what do we have in the Singapore section na nga ba?
We have well, of course, the chili crab is there.
Yeah, the chili crab is there. I Filipinized it. Yeah.
And I love her her chili crab kasi sa kanyang bahay ka nakakain ng chili crab na hindi ka maghihimay, nakahimay na pagkain mo. So it's wonderful the way she does it, and it's really good. So it comes in a shell, himay na, maganda yung pagkahimay, and it's malasa. So if you ask me where the best chili crab is, I'll say it's in her house because you don't have to pick on shells.
It's Filipino style tamad, wala nang himay-himay. No slavery involved. So,
parang relleno
parang relleno. Pero it's still buo yung crab. And I think, you know, chili crab is great because it's a great example because akala natin it's so complicated. It's so expensive in the restaurants in the first place. When in fact, ang dali palang gawin. And syempre, my Filipino spin, number one, much simplified, much less oily, and syempre, spoiled. Kailangan nakahimay na. Ayun. So, may sariling spin, kahit Singaporean pa rin talaga ang lasa.
We also have asam fish. Also, you have asam fish.
Asam fish became a favorite of my Romualdez Bisaya relatives. It's not I think sour, acidic is not part of the Ilocano taste profile. We don't do sour. But my mom's side, and the president, Bongbong, made mana distaste for super aslum. Mahilig sila ng maasim lahat. And the asam fish, we adopted. It's I think it's Thai Chinese, and somehow it became Filipino na rin. It has okra and pineapple and everything. And it's fairly true to the original, but syempre, it became more maasim pa because we have sinigang after all and all the kinilaws from the Visayas. So it's born out of love all the time because I bring it from overseas and then it became part of, and then we just cook the ones that everybody loves. The other thing that I would also probably say is that, like my father, my sons are athletes. They're all big, they're all 6 feet and over, and then they like to do sports. So they're very, very conscious about eating properly, which is like a bore, kasi bawal lahat ng masasarap. So, pinagpipilitan ko, katulad ni Reggie, mag-produce ng salad na superfood, pero hindi naman parusa ang lasa. Kasi yung sa tatay ko, parusa talaga with germ at soya. Eh, sobrang naman malupit yun, wala nang lasa. So, out of love, and because my kids compelled us, I managed to make beet salads that don't look like a salad because they're rich and red and filling, and all sorts of quinoa and other grains that we put into salads. Yun, dedicated to the boys.